porotiti, kume kume. Wawa wiwi, porotiti, huri haere. Po haru e te pō, kia rangi nui, ko putoko whātiri. No kia tapiri, ka putoko hurangi. A ka putoko kukau, putako porotiti. Ati hei Māori ora. Oh, kia ora tātou. Ko Puoro Jerome tēnei. This is Puoro Jerome coming to you through our podcast series ORO ATUA ki te ao. Today we're going to be looking at some basic kōrero around the Porotiti. So Porotiti are the spinning discs, and my nan would often talk about Porotiti being a common sort of toy that was around when she was growing up, and they would have them at school and play with them often. Yeah. So Porotiti, as far as I know, the Porotiti really is the taonga that my nan would play with as a toy when she was at school as a young child. Yeah, and so Porotiti is the spinning disc that's more of a toy, for kids to practice and play with. And then when we look at the healing purposes of that taonga, then we're looking at Kukau. And Kukau is, in my understanding, is when we're utilising that as a healing device. It's a very simple taonga that's sort of symmetrical in shape and balanced in shape, and balanced enough so that you can run a taura cord through the centre, through two holes, goes in through one side and back through the other, and then loops, and then that's spun, the taura's spun, and then it twists, and then that allows for that porotiti or kukau to spin, and then it brings that sound. So for me, the porotiti or the kukau, depending on what material's made out of, is going to bring that type of energy or resonance. And so when I'm the one that you heard at the start of this kōrero is made from pounamu, and so the pounamu obviously coming from those realms, from Papatuanuku, from those rocks and water, the way from the awa. That's really bringing in that resonance of that of those atua that come from those realms. And when it spins, there's that humming sound you can hear, and that's the sound that it or the resonance that it holds. So this kukau, it's beautiful pounamu, and I use this for myself quite a lot. So particularly if I'm feeling a bit stressed and a bit overwhelmed, I just find a nice quiet place, and I'll spin my porotiti, my kukau, and get it going, and then I just listen to that sound. So whatever's going on for me in the world, I sort of like not try and stop those thoughts, but I just direct my focus and attention to the sound, to that that humming, that beautiful that sound that you can hear right now. And then I'll breathe with that sound. So breathe in through the nose, and then when I breathe out, I blow across the kukau. And then breathing in, and through the nose. through the mouth. So yeah, let's try 4 of those and you can join in with me. So maybe you might be feeling a bit stressed or overwhelmed by something, or then we'll just do a little activity, a little bit of mahi here for us all. Here we go. So in through the nose, kau, and hold it. Listening to the sound of the porotiti, the kukau, and then breathing out long and slow. Pera tau mai ange tawhiri. Like a soft summer breeze, nice and gently exhaling, letting that kaha, ka pai. So here we go. Kau. Two more. Kau. Kau. One last big one. Kau. And kaha. Let it out. Yeah, and so that's wera ta mahi a te kukau, pera te porotiti, porotiti. So when I'm doing that, and again, this is just me sharing some of my whakaaro and some of my practices on what helps me. What I'm doing is whatever's kind of there, and sometimes I don't even know what might be making me feel agitated or anxious or a bit stressed. And most of the time it's just really been overwhelmed by so much mahi and so much, just being in the modern life, it's a lot going on all the time, sort of constantly. So, and it's just a chance for me to be able to kau. So what I do is I think about, the feeling, not so much what the thoughts are around it, but the feeling, this made me feel a bit, anxious. And so then I'll breathe that in, and and again listening to the kukau, listening to our porotiti, and so I'm breathing that in, and I'm holding it. I'm holding on to it. And then on the kaha, on the exhale, I'm blowing across the porotiti, and you can hear how it sounds a little bit different because I'm blowing the air across it. And for me, I'm blowing it into the porotiti, and the porotiti then returning it back to source, back to io. And so it's a way for me to express and vent and unload that feeling that's not that great or not really serving me. It's sort of almost stopping me. Or it's making me feel a bit unbalanced. So those are my whakaaro. I'm sending it directly back to io, to our Creator, through the porotiti. And even now, after doing that one with you, I'm feeling, much more grounded, a little bit more calm, a little bit more centered, and just a little break from the stresses of modern life, which we all have, and then I can sort of get on with my day. Sometimes I might stay in that session for quite a long time, and I suppose in a way that's, for me, that's a type of Māori meditation, and it's very Māori because we're using our porotiti. I'm using my breath in combination with the kukau, and using the hum and the resonance and the vibration of that pounamu kukau to help clear. So it's clearing whatever's kind of blocked and whatever's kind of not helping, the anxiousness, overwhelmed feelings. And then, of course, the spinning, because the Kukau and the Porotiti look like quite simple objects, simple taonga, and as I mentioned before, my nan used them as toys. But also, too, she used to say, but it's much more than a toy. Yeah, and that's all she said to me growing up, It's much more than a toy, yeah. And so my nan would leave little gems like that, little, not really much, but just enough to give a little bit of a clue of, what does she mean? Then later on in life, I came into becoming a Taonga Puoro Practitioner, and then those kōrero whakahoki or hoki maumara, and those memories come back, and okay. So yeah, that's what I use the Kukau for, the Porotiti for. It's really, majority of the time, it's really to ground and come back to centre, come back to my nāko, my heart space, and utilising the breath and the sound of the Porotiti, and returning any kind of like stuff like that back to source, yeah. Other times I might use the Porotiti. I'll play it behind, I'll reach over and I'll play it on my neck. So sometimes I get a really sore neck. And I guess travelling and doing mahi with lots of different whānau and people and going into different rohe and all that, sometimes you get a bit of a sore neck, And so really that's to help clear anything off that area of my body, So I'll just literally play the Porotiti and breathe, and with the same kind of whakaro, quite simple. I'm just playing this here, clearing it. Anything that's there that's not meant to be or slowing me down, I'm going to send it back through, the Kukau, the Porotiti. And it's beautiful, that works good. Sometimes I'll be walking around with a sore neck, but I won't actually be very conscious of it until I start getting really tired, and then, I've got something. Sometimes I'm aware of it happening when it happens. I might be talking to some people, and then, I notice straight away, damn, I got some sore neck. And so, I'll just, usually I'm not doing this in front of anybody. I'll be just finding somewhere quiet, some next to some rako, some trees, or in a little ngahere or tambara awa, somewhere that's quiet and peaceful. Sometimes just in the car if I don't have time to go into the pūtaiao, and then I'll use the Porotiti in that way. There was a time when I got really sick and I had blocked sinuses, and this was quite a long time ago now. I was working in a kura poronga hau, and I was doing a 3-day kaupapa with the tamariki and whānau there on Taonga Puoro. It was beautiful with our whanaunga there, and I started getting a bit sick, and we had one more day left, and basically I woke up in the morning and I was really blocked up to the point where I felt like my head was going to pop off. All my sinuses in my head were blocked up, and my brain was so sore. I had really bad headache and just super hot, and so I got up. I think the day before I tried to take some night and day tablets, to help with sinuses, sinus relief tablets, etc. And they weren't really working, so I thought, I usually use that on my neck, I might just use that on my head. And so I pulled out that Kukau that you had just before, that Pounamu one, and I played it right sort of in across, just not too close, because you got to watch out if those hit you, it's going to be really sore. But I just played it enough to be able to feel it in the front of my rai, my forehead there. And I played for about sort of 10-15 minutes, quite a long time playing like that, and I could feel the relief as soon as I started to play my kukau in that part of my body, I could feel the relief, and it was like just a really subtle feeling, but it felt like a million times better than just having a beating head, you know. So I was playing my kukau there for a good 10-15 minutes, and then something awesome happened where all that hupe that was blocked up and blocking up the passageways in my sinuses, it all started to run out of my nose like a tap. And so that's some of the experiences I had around the power of the kukau, the porotiti. Such a simple, again, like a lot of our Taonga Puoro, they look very simple, but they hold a lot of power in terms of haura and in terms of being able to self-heal. And so that was me. All the hupe, all the stuff, snot and stuff was running out of my nose, and I was able to kind of blow out that hupe and get it all out, and then that sort of got me through the day in terms of just being able to function around tamariki and being running a kaupapa with tamariki and whānau. So I always have a very vivid memory of that. Other times I might play and this is something that I've been practicing recently, I might play the kukau in combination with tamanui te rā, the sun. And this was my nan and a few other kuia I've heard utilising the kukau in this way too. First thing in the morning as the sun's rising, I'll go outside and I'll face the sun, so that when I'm playing my kukau or my porotiti, it's lined up with the sun, so it's between me and the sun. So we've got tamanui te rā, kukau, porotiti, and then me, and I'm facing directly in it, so we get that blast of the first rays of tamanui te rā. It's a very powerful time. So we play that there, and usually in that situation what I'll do is I'll start from the top, from my pumotomoto, I'll play above my head, and then down to my kakau, right by your rai there, come down to my waha, and keep playing and breathing at the same time, and down to my korokoro, my nākau, my throat and my heart, down into the puku and the pito space, and then right down the kind of centre of my body. Basically that's where I'm playing it and breathing at the same time. Now when I'm practicing that in combination with the whiti o te rā, the rays of the sun, what I'll be doing is concentrating on breathing in the rays of the sun. So I'm bringing the light into my body through the sound. So in terms of sound and light, they're very similar, and it's just vibration. That's all ORO sound and light. Although they come through differently, obviously they look and sound different, but they're very similar. And so I'm breathing in the light of the sun, and it's amplified through the porotiti. So in my whakaaro, in my belief, it's the rays of the sun are arriving, it's processing through the porotiti, which is spinning at a super fast rate, and then that energy and that power that's coming through into me. So that's like a super, it's got a lot of ability in terms of healing and self-healing and connecting. And so, and I might use some ruruku or koriki at the same time. It really just depends on what's happening. But again, just sharing some practices and from kōrero that I've heard some of our kuia talking about utilising the sun. There was that one kōrero of our kuia sitting all the kids on the fence and playing first thing in the morning with the sun before the kids went to school, and they're playing down the centre of the body there. And then, you're already off you go, next one, to mokopuna, So, and there's been a few kōrero that I've heard around that, using the kukau and combination with the manui te a. And, and then that sort of starts getting me thinking about other realms of the pūtaiao, the moana, the haua tāwhiri, and just utilising different parts of the pūtaiao in connection with our puoro. Hoi anō, might be blabbing on a bit, but I just wanted to share some of those kōrero around Kukau, Porotiti. And you can make those out of all different types of rākau. You can make them out of koiwi, the different types of bone, whether it be tohora or different types of trees, pounamu and different types of stone. There's not just pounamu, there's pohokohe, and there's a lot of different types of kohatu we can use to create porotiti and kukau. And of course, when we use the different types of momo, ahua, rākau, or koiwi, or kohatu, then that's going to change it a little bit, and it's bringing in those different resonances and different energies of our beautiful natural world. So thank you again for having a listen, and again just sharing some of my whakaaro and practices and thoughts in the point of now, because also too in a year I might have some more kōrero to share, or I'm always developing and always growing and always learning. And a lot of this learning I'm sharing is through my own experience, from my own kind of life experience and point of view. And then, that's the old adage of the more that we learn and the more that we know, the more that we know we don't know much at all. And I like that because it sort of keeps it open to learning and not thinking we know everything, and just continuing that journey right throughout our lives, and then sharing that stuff that I think might be helpful. So those are some of the kōrero on Porotiti, on Kukau, and it's very powerful taonga puoro we can utilise in our lives. And there's so much more to share, but that's enough. And nui te aroha kia koutou katoa. Tihei mauri ora.